Yes. Yeah, palpation. You know, when you are palpating, yeah. So it's an English word now. Palpation. Okay, all right, I get you. You know, if you're going into the health medical field, you know, before now, as parents, if they give birth to a child, they know who will be a good doctor. They know who is supposed to be an engineer. Is that not so? If not now, because of love of fame and prestige and name, everybody wants to get name, you know. So, you know, if you have... sorry, did you tell me how many minutes is it? Oh my God, I'm still waiting for another aspect. Okay. So, you know, if you're going into something that has life, naturally you need to be gentle. And, you know, you're going inside, so you're going into where it is delicate. So you are expected to be gentle. You understand? But notwithstanding, we still have some superficial blood vessels, capillaries, tiny, tiny blood vessels. We call them capillaries that could rupture no matter how gentle you are. But in most cases, it doesn't amount to anything. The body heals itself naturally, except if the damage is extensive. That is where you need intervention. But if the damage is mild, the body heals itself. You don't even need to do anything. So it is. I wasn't expecting myself to tell you that if you go there, don't be hard. No, you be as gentle, but at least you'll be able to achieve. When you enter there, and there are lots of physics in the rectum, you are expected to evacuate. We call it evacuate. You push even in the process. You know, you're not scratching the wall of the rectum now. You know. You are still gentle enough. It is delicate, but it's also quite hard enough because the fecal material too could be hard. You understand? Sometimes it could be strong, they're even passing out, but the structure is quite mechanically strong to carry that. So it is not so delicate, but in the same time, it is still delicate because it's not outside. So you be careful. You could do some movement there. Still, it is still safe. To the point that one will need to do an intervention. That means you were very, very rough. Maybe you were scratching on the wall of the rectum, which I don't expect anybody to do that. So sometimes you could put your hand there, bringing it out, you could see blood. It doesn't mean anything. It's just those little capillaries, those tiny, tiny bloods on it that maybe in the form of you are trying to dilate them too fast, and some of them got broken. It's nothing. It won't amount to anything. And then for the fetus, you're not going into, mind you, you're not going into the uterus directly. You have a wall that is preventing you from the rectal wall is there. Apart from the rectal wall, you also have the uterus that is also preventing you from reaching the fetus. Apart from that, inside the uterus or wherever the fetus, because except after the fetus embryo has implanted. It is not yet in the uterus, Abby. It could be in the uterine horns. Maybe it's coming from the ovary, it's coming down, it's still in the tubes. So wherever it could be, nature in his wisdom has, I had one biochemistry lecturer. We call him nature in his wisdom. So there's a way God did some things that even the fetus in the uterus is protected. Even when you get to the wall of the uterus, there's something protecting the uterus. There's layer of water, one layer of water, two, you know. So, so the fetus is quite, except you are very, very rough. You understand? But ideally, and that's why we don't advocate you do rectal palpation below 42 days, below 6 weeks. You know why? It is after then that the fetus, the embryo, it is firmly attached to the wall of the uterus. So at that point, early embryonic mortality is low. You understand? So if you do it earlier than that, maybe when the embryo is still floating, you do any manipulation and you cause the dam to strain, or you could easily expel the uterus. But nature has done it in a way that if you're going through the rectum, you're not going through into the, you understand? So it's just, you just want to make a contact. You want to just make a palpation. You're just like, that. I close my eyes. Is this the head? You touch. This is head. This is I'm in the head. You understand? That's what you're doing. You're not doing anything more than palpating. You feel some structures, and if you're in the chest, there are some things, if you touch, you say, I'm here. That's exactly what you're doing. You understand? You're gentle enough, and there are layers of barriers, membranes. You're not really getting to the fetus itself. But still, you have to be gentle. Exactly. Have I answered you? Uh-huh. Yes. In animals, yes, it could happen too, because it's physiological abnormality. You know, when so it happens. If you know the physiology, you know it could happen. You understand? When the ovary releases, you know, the part of the reproductive tract. You know, when you come from the vagina to the cervix to the uterus, then you go to the tubes. From the tubes, then you get to the end of the tubes, which is fimbriated. It's like fingers, like it is ampulla. It opens like this and wide with fimbriates. We call them fimbriates. They are moving like this, just like an octopus hand. And then you have the ovaries, well, for ladies, is not producing. The eggs are there already from birth, so which at every cycle it releases. So sometimes in the process of releasing, it is the fimbriate, when it drops, the fimbriate connects into the tubes. So sometimes it could mistakenly fall over into the abdominal cavity. So it could happen in animals too, because it's the same physiology. So, any other questions? All right, so we can move to the next. So we want to tell you about Livestock Genetic Africa. Did they intimate you about what we do? Okay. Oh wow. Oh, okay. 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 So let me just talk about agribusiness generally. Okay. So I believe all of us are here interested in agriculture. We want to go into agricultural businesses. Okay. So let me talk generally about agric business, the health component of it. All right. So the world best practices now, the world is going into safe practices. We are advocating for antibiotic-free animal products, agricultural products, you understand, drug residue-free, you understand, and what else? Environmental conserved production practices. You understand? So going into this kind of business, you have to put this in mind. Okay? Now the world has moved from individual specialties. Oh no, I'm a human doctor, I'm a veterinary doctor, I'm an environmentalist. Oh no, I'm this and that. No, to what we call one health. One health. One health. So that is what the world is advocating for now, one health. Okay, because if you take care of the humans alone, then what causes diseases in humans? You know, so if you say you don't care about the animals, your environment, these are the things and these are the contacts you have that causes diseases in humans. So it is of no use just concentrating on the human and leaving the animal, leaving the environment. It is also of no use the human just concentrating on the animals and not taking care of the humans. And it is of no use if the environment is taken care of, and then, so this interdisciplinary aspect now came in, and what is being practiced right now is One Health, where you have the human doctor, you have the vet doctor, you have the environmentalist working together for the betterment of the world and the betterment of the human health. So you have to put this in mind while going into your practice. Okay, so you want to go into fresh milk. Somebody is into dairy production. Somebody is already doing it. So what is that value addition that you will come in with that will make your product sell better than that other person that has been doing it in his own local traditional way? You understand? You could say organically produced, antibiotic free. You understand? You see people rushing your products. Why? Because you've said something that have catched, because everybody wants to go into, everybody is health conscious now. We are aware that products that you use in animals, products that you indiscriminately use to control your environment, if they are not well and responsibly used, causes a lot of havoc, damage in humans. You see a lot of organ failures, chronic diseases, even in young people now. Why? What is the different? What are we doing differently now that was not happening before? You know, I was telling someone when I was a child, we do go for summer holiday in my village, and then we follow them to the farm. My grandpa, blessed memory. I've never seen during his time that they want to go and remove grasses that is knapsack spray and chemical that they are carrying. No way. Removal of grasses is manual. You understand? They will do within 1, within 2, within 3. There was no, at any point, that chemical was used to produce food. But we'll see that the case is different now. Although there are some safe chemicals that could be used, food grade, but how are we checking this? Most of our farmers are out there, they don't even know. They don't even know the dilution rate. They don't even know what is safe, what volume is not safe. Everybody is using it indiscriminately. And these are some of the reasons for some of these things that we are seeing. So when you're going into production now, nutrition, either nutrition, either the animal product nutrition, whatever, you have to put this best practice that is happening now in mind. Safety. Food safety in mind, food safety. So now, so what am I trying to say? Into livestock rearing, don't be looking at what drugs, teach me injection, teach me, no. There's a way you raise your animals. There's a way you raise your animals that from day 0 to the end, you will not even use antibiotic one day. You know why? Because there's something we call biosecurity. Have we heard of that before? Biosecurity is not only in poultry, it's in very, very important. If we observe biosecurity, you have solved 90% of your health challenges in your herd. And what is biosecurity? Biosecurity is broadly divided into 2. We have functional biosecurity, and we have structural biosecurity. So when I mean structural, there's a word structure in it. So biosecurity starts from the day you say you want to establish a farm. The way you will construct those houses also matters. So biosecurity starts from there. If you want to have, let me say, 10 pens in your farm, if you position them too close together, already you have marked biosecurity because when you have disease in this pen, there's no way you can prevent it from jumping to the other pen. So from the structure, from the building of that farm, you have to put biosecurity in mind. So the distance that you build pen A from pen B, I think there should be at least 10 meters. We can go to structures. I'm just talking from my head. We can go to we can go to literatures and check. You understand? So no, now knowledge is available now. It's not like during our time that you go to library and get library cards. And then you go, which is the card you're using to borrow library books. I'm sure some students in the university now don't even know how library cards or how they use it now, because with your handset, you sit, if you just, you see me with gadgets, it's not for, okay, what was the latest, let me download, whose song now? No. If I just conceive an idea in my head, the way I conceive it, I'll go to Google. Just like AI that we have. Type it the way it is in your head. Information will come. Then you begin to check and sieve it. You know, I will not begin, though you still need a call, I will not begin to, okay, tell you this. If you have the money now and it is dairy farm you want to establish, believe me, with this little knowledge that you have and with your internet, you could do it. With bio now, you know, the good thing is just hear the important words. Now you're hearing biosecurity. You know, AI. Give me an architectural structure of a dairy farm with biosecurity inclined in mind. Give me, it just come. Pen A, cow pen. Do it this way. Cow pen that. You understand? By then you have achieved your structural biosecurity. Then functional biosecurity is the day-to-day running of the farm, how you go about it. With biosecurity in mind, with safety. Basically, it's just like bio, life, security, safety. With biosecurity in mind. Then your daily runnings, you will tell your attendant or yourself, you know, you will not just come out from this house. Cow pen, just enter like that directly. You know, no. You do some protocols that you need to observe so that you don't carry pathogens, good or bad, from pen A and introduce it into another pen. That is functional biosecurity. When you have it in mind to vaccinate your animals as at when due to prevent diseases. In Hausa we say, Rigakafiyafi. Exactly. So you know that I need to vaccinate and I don't have to wait for them to come down with this and these diseases before I start treating. I know that I should have, then vaccination schedules. You might not know all the diseases that our livestock have, but you can have someone that knows them and someone that knows what are the vaccinatable diseases of livestock. Please give me, just the schedule for me. When am I to give FMD, food and mouth disease? Please write it for me, sir. When am I to give, for which one again? Okay. Okay, so when am I to give the next one? When am I to give for brucellosis? You know, somebody that has that knowledge, or even go to your internet. All the information is there, you know. Okay, my calf, your cow just gave birth. Okay, when am I supposed to start vaccination? Which of the diseases should I start? Maybe from 6 months. FMDO, brucellosis, or any of the vaccinable diseases, you will have them there. You put it in mind. Vaccination is part of biosecurity. And then you know that the feeder that you put the feed in, you're supposed to be changing the leftover feed, you know, because if you leave them, you know, some microorganisms can grow in some, and then it could be the pathogenic microorganisms that they eat it becomes a problem. So you put it in mind that in your daily practices, every leftover food, every morning when you come in, you remove it. The drinkers, the waterers, you know that it's supposed to be washed because with the water that has been there must have, you understand, formed some biofilms, some microorganisms already going there. You know that every morning, remove the water, wash the equipment, wash the container, and then put it back. Leftover feed, take it out. Is the environment, is it too dirty? Because if it is too dirty, you have some microorganisms, you know that you should keep it clean. That is biosecurity. Biosecurity is not by hearing the word you think is one, hey, we need some American soldiers here. No! It's that day-to-day little things that you do that makes the difference, that secures the life of your livestock. So don't have it in mind that, come and teach me. In fact, now we don't even want to hear. Some people, if they hear that you have injected this cow once and you milk it, I'll not drink the milk. So it has gone to that far. You understand? Because there's something we call AMR, antimicrobial resistance. That when you overburden your cows, your livestock, your herd with drugs, that if you don't observe withdrawal period, and it's very common in Africa, we just think money, we don't think safety. This animal is sick, and then the professional that is supposed to come, I'm supposed to give you the prognosis. Okay, this animal is this sick. The prognosis is 50-50. No, the prognosis is good. I will have to guide you before I say, okay, let's treat. Or we'll check what is the value of this animal. Is it very valuable? Okay, like in horses, that it is still very important that we try treatment. Or will you still get a little value from if it is not a disease that is communicable in humans? Okay, should we just slaughter it and salvage? You understand? Some will say, no, treat it. You start treating 5 days into giving antibiotics. Oh, the animal will not make it. Bring knife. You slaughter. And then the humans you sell these animals to and they consume it. These residues of these drugs will also go into their body when they eat. That is why sometimes you see humans that will be so sick, they are treating them, but they are not getting well. Why? Because these are some of the consequences of indiscriminate, irresponsible use of drugs, of antibiotics, which the body has, you've exposed your body through those products, little amount that the body has formed resistance. So when you bring these drugs to treat the human, the person, he will not be responding, and then the person is dying. So these are some of the things that we are advocating through One Health. So we all have to be One Health advocates. Wherever you are, wherever you find yourself, in your agri business, you should be a One Health advocate. Preach biosecurity, preach against antimicrobial resistance, preach against it. You understand? Be very cautious. So if you are going into practice and you observe that, you can brand your products, put in these things, and then people will be buying. People will be buying. Okay, now we've heard even fruit, they are preserving them with chemicals. But if you say organic, chemical-free, drug-resistant, you understand, and you do it actually, you will see that you will excel. Diseases, it took me 6 years to learn medicine. You know, so I can't teach you. There's nothing about medicine injection that will teach you now that you understand it. But the best thing that I will teach you is how to prevent it from getting into your farm. And if you get it well, you will excel. Thank you. Dr. Althea Kuje. Dr. Althea. A-L-T-H-E-A. Yes. Althea. Yes, it's an English name. You can browse it. The secret is one. Yes, can you be the only question everybody is asking? Now I use our name, go collect money for bank. Okay, so we'll just add, I see most of them have, hello, one house, guys, one house. So I see most of them have questions. We'll just add 10 more minutes for questions. 10 more minutes, guys. All right. Thank you. Right. Honey. All right.
Thank you, doctor.
Okay.
My name is Farmer Emmanuel Ihezo, again, from Imo State. I'm an Igbo man. I love business. I love when you mention agri-business. And to my understanding, innovation means improvement and new thing, growing up. And to be honest with you, I have picked interest in cattle, livestock, cattle. Yeah. I studied agriculture. My dad was a fish farmer throughout the time I was from before he married my mom till when I got to 19. That was when he stopped. Yeah, but I didn't pick interest in fishing. But now, to be honest with you, I've picked interest in cattle production, and I'm picking interest in dairy, milk production. Now my question is, as an Igbo man I am, I can decide to say I want to go and get the exotic breeds, and not waiting for me to get the semen and then insert them with our Nigerian breed. I would love to go directly and get the exotic breed. Now, but I don't want to go through this process of milk production. Now, when I milk, can I sell? Is that companies that buy the milk that I make from my cow, from my cattle? That's my question. Is that companies that can every day when I milk like my 30 liters, sorry? Yes. Yeah, my 30 liters of milk every day. The day company standby that I can sell to without going to process on my own. Yeah, without that source of going to process.
Wow. Okay. Okay, I get your question. I would like to invite my senior colleague, Mr. Jonathan, to answer this question.
I don't know how fast you intend to go into this business, but I can assure you that, you see, even people within your environment, once enough consciousness has been created. I told you that yesterday that milk is a whole meal. Once you take a glass of milk, it will meet the nutrient requirements for you for that day. And if this can be made available, especially to the children, you see the rate of their development and growth, I can assure you, is going to change. So even within your vicinity, if people know that you have a cow that is giving you milk, before you know it, you may not be able to what? To even meet the demand. But apart from that, number one, once you start milking, if you're not selling to your neighbors and other people that are coming to buy, you have to get a cooling system. Because once you have a cooling system, you can be able to transfer it, to transport it from that point to points where, a collecting point where this milk is being purchased and conveyed in vans to the factory for processing. But I can tell you that if you have 100 cows that are giving you 30 liters every day, the market is available.
Okay, so wait, to add to that, we are looking for people that will get interested in dairy, because this is one of the agendas, this is one of the things that Nigeria wants to achieve. Before now, we import like 99% of the milk we consume in Nigeria. But let me give you a shocker. Government has started banning the importation of milk into Nigeria. To also encourage you, have you heard that Allah, that is the makers of Dano milk, one of the leading milk in Nigeria, have just developed a multi-billion-dollar farm in Kaduna State, just to conform to what government has asked them. This milk, we cannot be importing everything. Come and bring your farm to Nigeria, because very soon we'll stop. And they came, state-of-the-art technology. I don't know if your sponsors can take you maybe on a tour to that place. You'll be encouraged, you know. So Fulani people that are in remote villages, remote terrains, government have put, okay, this, we have these aggregators, we have these Aldin projects, we have these projects that it's ongoing, that even the Fulani that is collecting his 500 mils, 1 liter from his cow, we have aggregators that go to the Aruga, collect this milk, and bring it to a collation center where they will collect. And then from there, they will take it to wherever it is being processed. So they are looking for people. We have people that are going there, they will just register with them. If you are producing enough, they can even make your farm a collation center where they will just aggregate it there and then come and take it from there. All what you need is a cooling system, because, you know, milk is very rich and then it decomposes. Microbes can easily grow in it very fast. So it's just like meat, protein, all this thing. So when you cool it, you need to keep it safe through cooling. So just get your cooling. You ready? That's what, like, if you have 1,000 cows today, it's still not enough. It's just get registered. They will come and be picking it every day. So it's a good area that if anybody is having interest, don't be afraid. There's market for it. Government is working in your field. We don't want to be importing everything. So, and then by the time they ban it, then how do we get it? Through local production. So there will be a market for that. All right, thank you.
In addition, again, see, you could form cooperatives even within your vicinity. Like she said, once you have a cooperative, that also your bargaining power will be what? Will be much stronger, because as a cooperative, you can always have your way. But as an individual, there are certain things that are beyond you and that you cannot do. So once you form a cooperative, start small. If there are many of you, just start something. And before you know it, you will attract even government attention. Some of these places that she's talking about, you see, some of them already, they've had government or other sponsors have built, have dug boreholes for them with overhead tanks, have provided facilities for animal handling, and sometimes, yes, and provision for nutrition. Concentrate is being formulated for them and is being given to them at subsidized rate. And so once you come together, you find out that you will attract government attention and the incentives that come with it.
My name is Amon Sylvain. Assuming that I want to start with one cow, I want to know how long can I preserve the milk for? Because if I want to sell to my neighbors, I also need to educate them. If they buy, how long can they preserve it for before it will ferment? Or yes.
Well, I don't know the purpose for which you're preserving the milk. If you have one cow, what quantity of milk is that cow giving you? Is it that you're not able to, the people around you, there is no market for it for you to now start preserving it? If there's market for you, there may be no need. You're talking of one animal, there may be no need preserving it. But if there is no market for preserve it, you see, you can preserve it for a number of days, as long as there is constant light and you are able to keep it cool. And maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 for processing. But it must be preserved well. Otherwise, if it is not preserved well, within a few hours, that milk will go bad. For instance, if you milk an animal and you leave it in the sun, in a few minutes or few hours, that milk will coagulate and it will go bad. You find that you can't use it. Because the warmer and the hotter the warmer it is, the more conducive environment for For microbes to proliferate and increase in number and then spoil the milk.
So as low as your refrigerator temperature, fridge temperature, that's +4, your milk is good. Yes, +4 degrees Celsius, centigrade. At least you can keep it for, sir, from the Nordic, I think at fridge temperature you can keep it up to 1 week, right? So at constant fridge temperature +4, your milk will be good for up to 1 week.
Let's do it like this. I'm seeing some more hands. 1, 2, 3, 4. After this, please. You.
Okay, 7, then later, so it will be getting worse. But if it is constant from +4, not too much, from 4, that's +4, it is good. It can be blocked, but 4 is okay.
We were given just 10 minutes, and I think we're almost exhausting it. Very quickly. Apart from granite, did they say you use granite chaff? Okay. You know, there are all our crops. They are what? Potential ingredients that you could use. The only thing that you need to know is the inclusion ratio. Do you understand? Source of protein, source of carbohydrate, source of all the other nutrients, it cannot be the same. If you are taking 2 kilograms of the granite chaff you are talking, you can't take, it doesn't mean that you also take 2 kilograms of maybe maize or any source of carbohydrate. You should know the inclusion. Our local crops are potential ingredients for concentrate.
So, and to add to it, like I told you now, knowledge is what? And knowledge is available everywhere. So when it comes to nutrition, nutrition is very important for any successful production. Nutrition has to be optimal. And in any production, nutrition takes about 70% of your cost of production. So and you can see how important nutrition is. So when we're talking about nutrition, generally we categorize our food into macro and micro nutrients. So, and then in the macronutrients, what do we have? We have protein, carbohydrates, and fats. Then in the micro, we have minerals and vitamins, you understand? So, and then we know for that aside, then when you're formulating food, when you're formulating feed, you categorize your animals. We have for young, for cows, we're using cattle as the standard now. It could be for chicks or anything. So you have formulation for the young, which is different. You have formulation for growing animals, which are dry, is different. You have formulation for pregnant animals, which is different. And then you have formulation for milking, a bit lactating dams, which is different. And just like he said, in all these, the difference is what? Is in the inclusion ratio, because, okay, when you're lactating, you know, the cow is taken from you, your calcium is being drawn from your body to the cow, all these minerals, all these nutrients and all that. So you put that into consideration. But basically, when you're formulating, we know that carbohydrate takes the bulk. If we can remember our diagram, feeding diagram, maybe carbohydrate maybe takes about 67 or 70%. Then protein maybe 30%. Then fat, you understand? But generally it's not really so, but you know that when you're formulating, your energy source, which is, takes more, you understand? I remember then when we are making Tom Brown. Who did Tom Brown in his own house? Stay in. Okay, all right, thank you. All right, thank you, honey. All right, you could see then when mothers are making Tom Brown, either for the house or maybe for boarding house children or for babies. You know, maybe she would take 2 cups of maize and then maybe 1 cup or half cup of granite. Have you observed that? Because usually energy will be more. When you're formulating feed for poultry, for example, you know, the bulk of it is the maize or whatever source of energy. Then you have your either source of fiber, maybe the wheat offal, wheat hay, you understand, and all those kind of other addition. Then you have your granite cake, you have your this thing. So with that in mind, knowledge is very, very available now. If I carry my phone now, I don't want you guys to feel you have to, what you just need in the classroom is just opening of your minds. You understand? Let me just open your mind, have the idea, the rest you can get it. And then after that, mentorship, or you have someone that you can easily call if you are in doubt or you want clarity. You understand? So we are in technology age. We are in technological knowledge is so available. Don't limit yourself that I have to tell you everything. I can just open your mind, open your curiosity, you understand? Or open you up to a challenge and then you take it up. What you just need is interest. Be focused, like you that say you want to go into dairy business. So I expect that in your researches, you begin to search for knowledge, in that regard, in that area, you understand? You understand? Begin to read more, either get books, go to the internet, begin to read, you begin to expand your knowledge so that by the time you start it, you are doing it better. Even if you call your consultant, even when he's doing, you'll be able to caution him, but sir, don't you think I read? You understand? So if your knowledge is very vast, but if you focus your mind, like you want to go into dairy, you want to go into beef production, start getting material, start reading in that regard. You begin to have more information, you understand? But then when you begin to have those information, if you're in doubt of some things because maybe it's more technical, you could call somebody. You could call me, you could call anybody that you've met in life that you know is a professional in that area, and the person can help you, guide you more towards that direction. So for feeding, we even right now in this age, is even what we use right now is we use computer modeling. There's an app which if you have it and you are being taught on how to do it, you just say feeding formula for lactating cow. It will bring 20%, it will bring all the formula. So what you just need to do is in our own local ingredients, know which ingredient is for energy, know which ingredient is for protein, know which ingredient is for fats. And then what we do, you take it to the lab because there's something like proximate analysis. The maize, the granite I get maybe in Kuje might not be the same nutritional constitution in it that is the one maybe you get from Nasarawa State. You might find out one has more fat, one has more protein. So, but if you take it for proximate analysis in the lab, you know what that one has. Then you put in your formula from the computer. Then you take it to a knowledgeable person. The person will know, okay, this is the quantity of this one that you add, this is the quantity of that one you add. And your feed is done. So don't bother your head. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kuje. I have a license to call her that, but her name is so sweet. Dr. Althea, how does that sound? Althea, it's so funky. I love the sound of your name. And here is your phone. Thank you very much, Dr. Althea. For those of you with more questions, please put it down. Tomorrow you have a test. Let me shock you. You better get ready. Get ready. Yes, we were at the field today and it's been interesting, right? So have your questions penned down. It will be attended to tomorrow after your test. Before we go, I would like to call on the Livestock Genetics Managing Director. He says he has something to say to us. Who knows? We chopped fish last week. We might have a full cow sliced here in our mansion. Mr. Emmanuel of Livestock Genetics Africa.
Thank you so much, Honey. You say her name is Honey. She's really honey. Well, I just like. You have got a lot, but I just wanted to let you know that I believe that I see how enthusiastic everybody is. You want to get the whole thing, but it is not going to be a difficult thing for you to get the whole package of knowledge of everything about the cow, how it goes, and the other. It's something you have to go a process. It has to be from stages to stages. But the only thing I can able to assure you that any of you who want to know more, we are free, and you can able to contact. Jonathan is the manager, Dr. Kuje is for able to give you more lecture, and we can able to do it free of charge for you to able to know much about what we are going to do about it. And I still assure you that basically when you go back to your locality, there's a lot of impact, because they always like what you say, that knowledge is power. There's a lot of things that you can able to do from the locality where you come. I strongly believe there's a lot of that, especially, let me just put it in a way that I just don't want to be a little bit, but especially those from the northern side. I see there's a lot of, when I was traveling from Kaduna to Kano, I see cows everywhere. So there's a lot of things that you can able to impart, because I know you may meet somebody who is interested to able to go on this cow, or maybe like he has some cow. You can have to bring to get to know. You see, there's knowledge I want to say. How do you handle this your cow? What are the things I think you can able to do? So those are things it can able to still even help you to able to begin to impart that knowledge you have today into that very, and from there you can able to see, as I think I was saying, she was saying that when the government goes, and if you self think, I want to be a farmer, I want to have one cow, you are free to be able to just start and you can just have one cow, start from there, that place you have, begin to, every day if you watch that cow, when you see it, you'll be able to see the cow, you begin to get, maybe cow cost, maybe in every places there are different prices. You may start even from this small cow, even if it's a small one, just from there you can have to start. But the only thing I want to assure you that there's no limitation on what you can able to get, especially when you go into this, especially farming. Farming, we have already, at least when you talk about agriculture, I know that there's different levels of agriculture. There's crop, there's cow, there's piggery, there's fish. There's a lot of things when it comes to agriculture. And I believe that you have learned a lot, because I see last week you learned about fish. Today you are learning about cow, and maybe we are going to still learn about crop, which I got from. So those are the areas. Those knowledge is something that will be able to make you to become independent. Because like I said, I know that in this part of the world, I always believe that yes, we have some challenges because of the politicians, because of the way they have fashioned the system. If it's advanced, every child, at least I remember even when some of the people I know in Europe, when you are coming down from university, you see companies coming to the school to begin to scramble for workers. They will come, even they will begin to give you incentive, to offer you different kind of things. They will offer you car, offer you house, offer you just for you to agree that you are coming to work. But when you come to this part of this world, when you can finish school, sometimes some people stay 5 years, 10 years, they will not even get a job. So it is quite a pity, but only thing that I want to show you, this knowledge you have, don't allow it to waste. Try as much as possible to see what you can have to utilize for yourself and for your future, maybe for your children, for anybody that you are going to do. So that's what I want to advise you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel. Thank you, Livestock Genetics Africa, for coming on Agrivest Reality TV Challenge, where agriculture meets innovation, creativity, and technology. Smart farmers, what do we have to say to... Thank you. So, smart farmers, we have 1 hour. We have 1 hour to our next activity, so I know it's a lot today. It's a lot, but that's why you're here, to get as much as you can as we go. So go get yourself prepared. Hello, hello, hello. Go get yourselves prepared. You have 1 hour, eat, bath, sleep, do everything, but we are back in an hour. So our lovely, lovely Agrivesters out there, thank you very much, Mr. Jonathan. Thank you all for sticking with us on Agrivest Reality TV Challenge. And don't go nowhere. We are back with something interesting. See you guys.
Nigeria. Together.